What's the deal, y'all? It's Pete Duggan back at it again with another video, and I got some new information for y'all. But before we get into it, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and turn on my post notifications so that I can keep you updated on the latest gossip and interesting topics on YouTube. Now let's get into it. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, and everything that I'm saying with the content presented in this video is meant to be enjoyed, and it's not meant to be taken as legal or factual evidence. The story of Justin Arteaga Gardena 13 gang member, recruit gone wrong. A member of the Gardena 13 street gang was found guilty of participating in the fatal shooting of Evan Campbell, who was murdered in front of his family home in November of 2020. The tragic situation left multiple people dead. Justin Artega, described as a recruit of the gang Gardena 13, killed Evan Campbell because he was seen as disrespecting the gang. Artega had been dying to become a member of Gardena 13. Artega wanted to prove that he was worthy. The opportunity presented itself on November 13th, 2020. To understand the gang murder of Evan Campbell, you first have to understand the world of Gardena 13, also known as Gardena Trace. The gang counts roughly 300 members and claims a territory bounded by 135th Street to the north, 190th Street to the south, Crenshaw Boulevard to the west, and Gardena's Main Street to the east. Gardena 13, like most Latino gangs in Southern California, answers to the Mexican Mafia, an organization of about 140 men drawn from the upper ranks of the region's underworld. Gardena 13 does four things with its territory. It claims its territory, it marks its territory, it controls its territory, and it attacks anyone who disrespects the gang within its territory. On November 13th, 2020, the night of the shooting, Evan Campbell and his brother had just parked outside their home, ready to go inside the house. Right before they could get to their house, they were approached by Antonio Yanez, also known as Tank, George Lil Vampy Hernandez, and Justin Artega, nicknamed Hitta. The three men had been hanging out on a stretch of 144th Street, frequented by Gardena 13 members, who called the area the 4 Block. Among those who testified was Yanez, who had reached a plea agreement with the government over his role in the shooting. Yanez, who wore a tan jail uniform, testified that on the night of the shooting, they were all chilling in the 4 Block when he didn't recognize Campbell's car when it passed, which is when the men decided to follow it. Realizing that it was innocent civilians, and soon after, he said he apologized to Evan Campbell's brother for approaching disrespectfully, explaining that they thought the brothers were someone else, we're just protecting our own. Evan's brother replied with, "Look, we live here, we don't gangbang, we all mind our business. We stay over here, y'all go back around the corner." As the argument got more heated, Evan's brother texted their father, who was inside the house, telling him there was trouble and asking him to bring this gun outside. Around 10:47 p.m., according to security camera footage played in court, a fight broke out between Evan Campbell and Hernandez. Hernandez took a swing at Evan, who swung back. Then Yanez, Hernandez, and Artega all pulled their guns out. When Evan Campbell didn't get scared of the three men and showed he wasn't intimidated, they shot and killed him right by his house. The retired federal agent called 911 from his Gardena home, a barrage of bullets sounding in the background. "My son has been shot," Lester Campbell, a retired Homeland Security investigator, told the operators. Screaming and crying could be heard on the line. By the end of it, Campbell's son, Evan, was shot 10 times. The gangsters felt that Evan Campbell had disrespected them. Disrespecting gang territory is why Evan Campbell was murdered. Lester Campbell had ran out and tried to save his son. That's when Hernandez opened fire on Campbell's father, and he shot back, striking him in the head and in the chest. Lester Campbell, who sat in the front row through the trial, ran over to his son, Evan Campbell, who had been hit 10 times in the chest, stomach, and back. Paramedics pronounced him dead 20 minutes later. Hernandez was lying in the street about 50 feet away, gravely wounded. Hernandez's brothers, Jesus, was also charged in connection with the shooting. Jesus Hernandez pled guilty in May of 2020 to one count of being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition, and is serving a prison sentence of a little more than 9 years. Artega was arrested 4 days after the shooting at LAX as he was prepping to board a one-way flight to Mexico. Now, during the trial, prosecutors played a recording of Artega after his arrest, speaking with the undercover informant he thought was a gang member. "I hit him for sure," Artega is heard saying on the recording about shooting Evan Campbell. After Artega's arrest, prosecutors said he became a real member of a gang. he had put in the work by backing up Gardena 13 member and killing Evan Campbell. It took the jury about 2 hours to find a 23-year-old Arteaga guilty of a violent crime in aid of racketeering. Diaz declined to comment after the verdict was read. The Campbells, included Evan's 2 brothers, lived for years in the heart of Gardena 13 territory. For killing him, Arteaga got permission to get a gang tattoo, Gardena, across his face. The victims of gang violence are most often the people living in the very neighborhood that the gang claims as their own. And most of the time, it's mistaken identity, or, like a lot of gang members just have, they have to be in control of something. And if it doesn't go their way, then it is no way. So in this situation, an innocent boy was murdered based off of, 3, two of them was gang members. One of them wasn't even initiated yet. They went out their way to crash out, you feel me? Once they figured out that the boys wasn't gang members, they should have walked away. The conversation should have never went that far. I get it, he felt disrespected because of how the brother came and said they should stay around the corner, but it's just like, you guys are at this point just trying to find trouble. So in the end, dude's supposed to be getting sentenced to life or whatever. He tried to catch a flight to Mexico, but they caught him right before he thought he was, in the clear. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this case. And, the vibes. Turn on my post notifications. Pete Duggan is out.